Well, we want to first thank our volunteers very much for any help that they give us with our international students and with our newcomers, because it has huge payoff. Our goal for these students when we have volunteer help is to have comprehensible output. So that's going to be speaking and writing. As a teacher, I'm in charge of comprehensible input. So when a volunteer comes, I'm just trying to play up on the fact that it'll give the student an opportunity to produce language, to speak, or to write in a low-stress environment. And research shows that if they can produce language in a low-stress environment, their English is going to come a lot more quickly. So we greatly appreciate our volunteers for helping the students just produce the language. Here are a couple of things that volunteers could do that are of tremendous impact. And again, very low stress for the student. So just repeating anything, English phrases, English sentences. The students will listen attentively and their listening skills are getting better, but we'd like for them to repeat. The more English that comes out of their mouth, the faster they will own that English. So simply repeating. Now in content area classrooms, copying is a bad thing, and we make sure that the students understand that you cannot plagiarize when you are turning in work in most classes. But in our English language development class, copying is just fine if we're working on handwriting and also making meaning of sight words. So if they'd like to copy something out of the book or copy something that you've written, if you write anything for one of our newcomers, please do have them copy the entire sentence and phrase themselves, and it would be good if they said it as well. So copying is okay. In fact, many of our students need that practice forming English letters. Now, anybody, the day that they get to a new country or get immersed in a new language, everybody can list, label, and copy. So if nothing else, if they have an illustration or they're trying to make meaning with you with an illustration, they can list everything in that picture. This picture, for example, tree, grass, water, fisherman, fishing, anything that you would like to help them list. They could label the entire thing and make some sentences out of that. Would help them with English structures. This is an example of sentence frames. Your teacher may give you sentence frames. It's incredible how quickly they understand what is going on, so they can finish a frame like this. They can finish a sentence starter, especially when there's a visual like this Venn diagram. One thing that is the same about the United States and my country is. Another thing that is the same about these are sentence frames that they can finish, and again, there's big payoff if they copy the entire sentence. Here is something similar. This is a paragraph frame, and I would go from that sentence frame before to something more, something like this, which is more conversational. One thing that is the same about the United States and where I come from is the food. There are other similarities as well. For example, in my country and in the United States, blank. Another example, this gives them more of those mortar words that stringing English sentences together in conversation. And again, copying this whole paragraph, they could turn this into an essay when it's their ideas and we're just giving them the language to put it together. Here's one other thing that they can do. Native language writing is just fine. Popping that into Google Translate, and you can see in this example, there's a Spanish word that a student may have wanted to say. The Google Translate is not going to always, most of the time, it's not going to be the correct English, but we can get meaning from that. And then as the volunteer, you can fix up that English for them and show them, okay, that's great, I understand what you mean, this is how you say that. But again, the brain friendliness is to have the student repeat it and write those sentences themselves. So pretty much what we've gone over here is that our volunteers could be tremendous help with comprehensible, understandable output by the students in English language development in a low stress environment. They can repeat, we can be copying from illustrations, they can list, label, and copy, they can complete sentence frames, they can complete paragraph frames, and they can do native language writing that we can turn into English writing. So thank you very much. I appreciate everybody who is willing to help us educate our newest students.